welcome to our barre class here. It's good to see all of you today. Thank you for joining in. We're going to go ahead and start with rolling our shoulders up, back, and down. That out right here. So if you're coming to this live, here in the time of COVID, or more. 3 more. Last 2. And let's place those arms in a nice little opening. Region here, so you can of grapefruit sitting right here. This is where you're going to compress as you lift your body down and up. Here we go. Get ready. Floating your body on your back. Arms back, lifting up the back. And strapping under the shoulders. So we go. Stretch through the chest. Last little right here. Now let's start to bring those arms up overhead. Down towards your spine. 4 more. Optionally, we'll start lifting the heels into a releve, starting now. So today, releve, you're going to have concentration to releves, just keep your hips down, like so. Otherwise, 1, 2, 4, or just raise your head right on top of your hip cradle. 4 more. 3. Last 2. Let's keep the arms down, doing PAs right here and hold. 2 more. Now hold the body with your feet. So your head's right on top of the hip cradle here. And sits up a little bit more apart. Slide up an imaginary wall, tracking through forward glutes and then assist, coming down. Again, this is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. At tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to add some special sauce, a little more function on top too, you can bring what's amazing to the moment of reflection. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. In neutral. So sliding up wall. Get ready. A little faster. 1, 2. Those hips. Reassess. And do the PA right here. 2 more. Get ready. Hold it up right. Your tongue turns to the right. Close those arms, shoulders up, back and down. Stand tall on this hip right here. Open the spine like a sleeve. So soft on that and breathe. Flex and flex and now fast. Exaggerate this motion. Lubricating that ankle with all the versus passing through their jaw. And now slow this down. Take it. And we're going to add a demonstration with a weight leg. So just stand your hips. So heel and toe. Heel and toe. Heel and toe. So contraction in your quads right here. Supported in your standing and in your core here. So squeeze that imaginary grip. Okay, take your heel to midnight and toe to the side. So sit. Gently. Through the chest and you're contracting in the back muscles. If you want to add a little more work, you're going to flex a little deeper and get that heel a little further. If you want, you can tap and balance on that one leg. Beautiful. And you're doing this in the water. Good. Last 4 right here. Ready? First position back to WPA, so that's reset. And now pause at the top, time to the other side. Close the arms, shoulders up and down, hips are in neutral, flex point, open and close. So you're hinging at that ankle there. Yoga toes, ballet toes. And now a little bit faster. Next point. Watch this leg standing nice and tall, so it's not like this. It's this. Good. Get ready to slow this down. Legs and point. Do this little tap an imaginary head with balance. And now, WPA. Heel and toe. Heel and toe. Beautiful. Watch the shoulders. Back and down. Beautiful. So we're adding that WPA in this standing weighted leg. It's got the weight of your torso. So it's the perfectly customized weight just for you. 2 more. Get ready. Let's take the heel at midnight. So we're pretending we're standing inside. So take the heel to midnight and the leg up to 9 or 3, depending on which direction you're in. Upper back muscles and stretch the chest. We're going to lose the tap of that toe right here. Heel. Think about it. You're just finding balance. Last 4 right here. So the wiggle's built in. It's overcoming it that's in the work, right? First position, heels together. Back to beautiful. Get ready. Start to lift this heel right here. Now use this leg to push your body up to flex. Lift. Really gonna squeeze the derriere here. Pull it at the core. Now bring that foot closer. This destabilizes you a little bit, so you have to use your core. If you're happy, then stay here and practice this. Otherwise, touch your ankle. Progression. Toe in, toe out. If you're happy, then stay here. Progression is to take your foot in to a brush and flex that point. See my ankle right here. I'm just lightly brushing the floor as if it was a paintbrush. Optional arms. We'll call it a fondue now. We're melting in, extending out. Pull in, pull out. This is a balance challenge. We're on one leg. So anytime it's a balance challenge, it's a core challenge, right? Pull that leg out in space. Pause for a minute. Step on this leg. Touch this one. Step on this leg. Touch that one. Now at tempo. Plie. Touch. Plie. Touch if you're happy. You're going to stay right here. Or open space between your legs. Or you can add a rondo plie, and you can lift those levers a little higher. So you have your battement, you have your arabesque, battement, arabesque. Express yourself. Dance it right there in your living room or wherever you are person coming in from a hotel room somewhere. Get ready. Fondue. Balance. We're going to go back. Right here. Together. Let's do 4 more of these. Fondue. 4, 3, 2, get ready. Our best. Step on this leg. Now this one. Get ready. Fondue balance. Pause. So that's the challenge, right? Balancing between those 2 moves. Ready? Our best. That's all. Fondue. Hold. 4. You got it. 3. Keep a sense of humor. You're moving, you're working. Our best. That's all. Our best. That's all. First position. Let's collect our legs here. And we're going to do the other side. 2 more. Get ready. Miss Haley, let's go. Remember, you're working. You're 100% working more intense than if you were on the couch, right? So, pick what looks like, do those progressions, and enjoy. Now bring this way closer. So now you're wobbling a little more as you navigate your base, right? So you want to use your core, center leg. Get a nice and easy cheek. Get ready. Next progression, touch your ankle. Inhale, lift, flex, extend. Note your spine is staying open as you do this. You have the imaginary floor on your head. Get ready. 2 more. Toe in, toe out. So it's a full extension, like you're trying to turn, like flip a light switch out in space, right there. Moving from the knee, stabilization in the hip. Good. One change. We're going to brush, extend, flex your ankle. You're going to saturate your footwork there. Work through the feet, express them. Make them strong. Optional arms. So the more we move these levers and wiggle around our floor, we just stabilize ourselves, right? So it challenges the balance. If you're wiggling, just giggle. It's built in. Last 4. 4. 3. 2. Get ready. Hold this leg out. Stand on it right here. We're going to touch your toes. Plie. Touch these toes. Now our tempo. Here. And here, remember, you can always do just legs. Now, progression. Take those toes off the floor. Progression. Open the space between your feet. Progression. Add a plie and a lift. Plie, lift. Further you go down, further you have to push up. So it does add some intensity. Just make sure your knees are okay with it. But if they're not, then you come to this. A little less flexion. Get ready. Going back. Fondue. Pause. Smile. 4. 3. 2. Our best platforms. 4. 3. 2. Get ready. Fondue. Hold. 4. 3. 2. Our best. 4. Let's go. 3. 2. Fondue. Smiling. 4. I'm wiggling with you. We're working together. Our best. 4. 3. 2. Can we do one more set? Just one more set. Fondue. Take it in. Out. You can touch the floor. You can lift higher. Our best. 4. 3. 2. Get ready for first position. Gabby, hold here. So if you're in a really squishy surface, right? So if you have a carpet or a carpet pad or a sponge pad on the top, that's going to affect your proprioception, right? And your balance. So wiggle when you wiggle. You can always hold on to the bar or back up chair or sofa. Or a very stable person, right? Wonderful. Last 4. We're going to do some pretty broad moves side to side. and there. So let's get your leg work. You're going to keep those legs moving. Now, some of you are going to want to step a little further. So you'll have your plie here, your lunge there. Some of you are going to want to sink deep and lunge deep. The key is on that lunge, watch to make sure the knee doesn't cuss up your toes. That can be very uncomfortable on the knee. So knees need to be happy. Good. So straight down. Shift weight into the hip, not the knee. Straight down. The hip. Good. Now, back to the challenge. If you want, you can add some arms, like so. Frame your face. Pull the cable. Frame your face. Now, surprisingly, as we're moving our arms, it's actually the back that we're working on, the upper back. So we're using the rear deltoids and the rhomboids, all those upper back muscles. Push down, pull, push the shoulder blade toward the back pocket. Good. We're going to do 4 more from this point, like a diva. Push. Pretend that you're acting, or you're performing. What kind of energy you put there? You'll be owning it, right? Get ready. Last time, first position, sitting plies, just reset yourself. People are throwing flowers, roses. There's a limo and champagne waiting. 4 more. 3. We're going to do the same pattern. We're going to reverse it. So this time, plie, dress rehearsal. So small, slow. Lunge that side. Into the hip. Pull it back. Tempo. Plie. Lunge. Progressions. Spread your feet further apart. Progressions. Spread them apart and sink. So hinging a little more. It's going to give you more real estate to push up. So get those leg patterns. The core. Right there. Imaginary grapefruit. Optional arms. Pull. Frame. Beautiful. You can pretend that you're doing this in the water. You can really get that sensation of what it's like to contract and control those muscles, even when you aren't in the water. Keep it going. Now, can you add just a little more intention, a little more zeal for the last 4? It's 4, 3, 2. First position, demi-plies, hold. Good. 2 more. Take your hips. Think of your right leg. Lunge it to me. Come back. Dress rehearsal. Slow tempo. Now add tempo. Here and here. So performance tempo. We like to pretend we're performing. Hips as neutral as you can keep them. Good. Pull yourself back with your pelvic floor, your core, and your derriere. Shoulders are back and down. Good. Progression. Touch that toe out away from you. So put the weight here, into the thigh, into the hips and the core. Optional arms. Here and point. Flex, extend. Flex, extend. Progression. Lift it higher. Good. Progression. Try to touch your hip in your device. So look at your reflection there. See if you can touch toes. Touch mine. If you want, you can lift it a little higher. You can lift your arms a little higher. Just add as much as you can into it. Shift weight. Here, there. It's coming back right under the hips there. Get ready. First position, demi-plies. Fantastic. 2 more. Thinking of this side, dress rehearsal. So nice and slow. Lunge it to me. Here we go. Pull it back with your pelvic floor and your core. Use your derriere. Tempo, please. We're here and here, here and here. It comes back right over the hip cradle. You're using your core and your hips to bring yourself back. Get ready. Progression. We're going to take your toes right there, here and there. Weight this way, weight underneath. Good. Beautiful. Progression. take your toe a little off the floor, but remember you're balancing, so hold the book. And now, lift to the hip. Maybe you want to lift it a little higher. You decide. Remember, you can do everything we're doing without the arms if you want to nail those legs. Good, last 4. Really squeeze the derriere. Get ready. Back to first position. Demi-plies, hold. Fantastic. Now you're going to look behind yourself so you're at home. Make sure you have some real estate. I'm going to step forward just to make sure that I have some space behind me. Thinking of this leg, lunge it back. So this leg is bent, not going to straight. Right there. Good. At tempo, take it here and there. So now you're lifting your torso up with the muscles in this leg, in this hip, pelvic floor, right? Optionally, arms in the water. Do you see my hands are under the shoulders? I'm using my upper back muscles to lift this back. Progression. Touch your toe. Touch your toe. All the weight's on your standing leg and you're pulling up, but you are touching the tips of your toes like a spotter, right? Progression. Ankle. Ankle. A one-legged stance. Progression, maybe the calf. Progression, maybe the knee. Passe. Progression, tall arms. Again, pretend you're in the water, which is not hard to do right now with the tropical storm. There's a lot of water. I hope all of you are well, not floating away. Get ready. First position, plie, reset. So now you can predict what's happening on the other side. Get ready. Last 4 plies. Really use these plies to reset the posture and the hip alignment. This leg, take it back. It's straight. It comes in straight. This leg bends. This one straight. At tempo, take it here, there. When you bring your foot back, you're not just bringing your foot back. You are pulling it back. With your pelvic floor muscles, your derriere, lower abs. Yes. Good. Arms out. Optionally. Optionally, progression. So we're doing the same thing. All we're doing is now we can't use the whole foot for balance. We're just using the tips of the toes. Good. Hold the arms out now. Just hold the arms out. Good. Now touch your ankle. Optionally, touch your calf. Optionally, as you touch your calf, bring your arms back. Cognitive challenge, because you don't know what I'm going to say next necessarily. You have to think about it, yeah? Tune in. Optionally, your knee. Optionally. Open the slinky, so your spine, pretend it's a slinky toy, and you're opening it. Supporting, rooting in the core. Your grapefruit. Here come your last 4. 4. 3. 2. Get ready. First position, demi-plies, hold here. Remember, if you're moving, you're working, right? You're going to step back here. 4 more. It's 4. 3. 2. Get ready. Hold this one up right here. Taunt you out to the side. Close into second plie. Some of you are going to stay here. Nice traditional second plie. Some of you are going to open to a yardstick distance or meter stick, depending which system you'd like to use to measure today. Arms out. The next progression is going to really challenge the balance, right? And it's going to be glorious. But monitor your resistance and your intensity. You make good decisions for you today. Side bends this direction. It's going straight down. Our side bends right here. So you're increasing the space between your underarm and your hip. Progression is to put those arms in the imaginary water and make resistance. Peel them out right there. If you're happy you're working, you can stay right here 4 more. 3 more, then we're gonna freeze it for your Instagram. Ready? Right here. Pose, hold. You wanna keep going that way, right? So how do you go this way? You direct the energy yourself. Pull up. Now toe comes in, toe goes out, right here. Faster. Progression. You can bring that all the way up to the knee. 4 more. We'll call it a passe. Get ready. Let's sink into those side bends. 4, 3, 2, passe, balance, hold. In, out. So we're doing 4 and 4. Get ready? Side bends for 4, here we go. 4, 3, 2, passe, hold. 4, 3, 2, let's break it down. Let's do 2 side bends. 2 of these. Passe. Let's do singles. So 1 of these, 1 of these. Connect. Good. 4, 3, 2. Second position, reset your spine. Just head right over hips. Your femurs are externally rotated, so it's like someone is pushing on your inner thighs, contracting the area, knees are comfortable, right? What if they aren't? Then your plie looks like this. Less flexion. What if you need more? You're grande. Grande, right there. Deep. Deep and wide, right? Vertebra arms. Lovely smiles. Get ready. Side bends. Let's nail it. Stretch. You have about 30 degrees of lateral flexion available in a nice healthy spine. We're rooting right here at the core. Just enjoy the movement. Vertebra arms. Pretend you're in the water. Wonderful. Just dance. Create your own. Are you ready for progression? It's going to look like this. We're here and we're here. Plie, lift. So you see what you're doing? You're pulling up with this hip right here. Just pulling it up because in a bit you're going to want to go that way, right? As we lift levers. Are you ready? Let's start to lift. You can keep your toe close. Some of you out there in Zoomland want to lift, right? Pick and choose. What do you feel like doing today? You do it. If it makes you happy, do it, because then you'll want to do it again. Ready? Freeze. Hold balance. What if you need to touch? Touch. What if you want to lift high? Lift high. It's all about you. Shoulders backing down, toeing slowly. You can take it low. Now at tempo. Or you can lift it up to the knee. Or anywhere in between. Customize it. Make it yours. Ready? Side bend for 4. It's 4, 3, 2, passe, hold. 4, 3, you can lift. Good. Let's do 2s and 2s. 2 of these. 2 passes. Nice. Now singles. Here we go. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fabulous. Last time. Second position. Rest. Reset. Good. 2 more. Get ready. Hold it up right here. Just take your feet in. First position. Hold here. Good. So you just walk from your second to your first here. We're going to do a little bit of a dance here. So remember, these are cognitive challenges, but if you keep moving, right, you're connecting the movement with the mind patterns here. So sense of humor always, right? We're going to take it real slow and build it and dance it. So hold this up right here. Bring your shoulders up back and down. This leg, plie, and we're going to take it in. So right here, and touch. Take it to the side, up. One more time. Now hold it up right here. Hold it up. Take your foot down, and hold right here. Touch midnight. Make a circle to 6. Bring it through, lift, and take it to just take a moment to think about that. We're moving, so we're still working, right? 2 more. We're going to think of this side. Dress rehearsal, real slow. We're going to take a step. We're going to touch. We're going to plie. We're going to touch. Think of midnight on your giant floor clock. Come back to 6. Give yourself a battement lift. And back to first. This side. So it's here, here, plie, here, midnight, 6. Keep the hips lift and close. Dress rehearsal. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 at tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sense of humor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. Starting to get more confident. And it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Tall spines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Core and glutes. 1, 2. Balance. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more rounds because now we really got it. 1, 2. Enjoy it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And today's we did it. Yay! And of course, this will be recorded so you can get on and practice it over and over, right? That's a beautiful balance challenge sequence because you're wiggling all over the place, so you have to stabilize with your core. Is it about being perfect? Never. It's about trying it. Because the progress is in actual work. Whether you ever nail it or not, progress is in work. Good. Get ready. Pull this around right here. Time about to the side. Feel it frenzy. Smile. And I'm going to change the music. So now we come to the part of the class where we're going to go to the mat. So you're at your home if you want to light a candle, if you have your props, your toys, or whatever, use them. Whatever makes you happy. Have your water handy, a towel maybe for comfort. If you have ankle weights, this would be a lovely time to put them on. It'll be suitable for what we're going to do next, but you don't have to use them. We can do all of our workouts completely toy-free. So if you'll just give me a moment here in Zoom land, I shall get something soft and lovely for us to listen to. Here we go. All right, so you have come down to the floor. And if you are using your ankle weights, here they are. This is a live recording. It's not edited or anything like that. This is what you see is what you get when you come to our Zoom or class here, and we change them up all the time. So we're going to start into a side lying position here, so just come all the way down. If you have a pillow or a towel, or you can just rest your head right here, whatever makes you happy. Knees are bent, core is initiated. We're going to lift a fist distance here. And what we're going to do is we're going to push our leg out as if we were ringing a doorbell. So what would that feel like? You would have to push to depress the button, right? And so let's lift it back and let's ring that doorbell again. So right now we're just going linear right off the side of the hip in a neutral position. So we're flexing at the hip and the knee, and then we're extending. Here's what we're going to do next. We're going to go through that center and push it just a little behind your midline. So it would be coming behind me a little bit like an arabesque. So when your foot, especially if it has an ankle weight on it, goes that far away from your midline, right here, remember the grapefruit, you're pulling in right here as that foot goes away and contracting. So smooth. Think of lots of olive oil or something inside around the femur, the ball at the top of the bone there. Let's bring our knees back to neutral now. So just right here on top of each other. We're going to touch our toes. We're going to lift up, touch the ceiling. We're going to flex, and then we're going to touch the ceiling, and then come back. So you're going to do that in your own time here. You're going to lift up, you're going to flex. You might stop here and lift, and then come down. So that's the sequence there. Instead of thinking of it as being different moves, think of it as being one. Connect them all together. Some of you really feel like dancing on Wednesday morning or whatever morning you're going to end up doing this as you rewatch it, right? So express yourself. The beautiful thing about these ballet, Pilates style moves is that you go to the edge of them, right? So you're a diva, you're in your own time, you're in control, you're making those muscles long, you're pushing them away from you, but they're very contracted, right? Strong, elegant strength. Last one is coming up right here. And up, and flex. And hold it up now. Hold the ceiling up and just flex and point. As you hold the contraction in the quads here, feel a stretch in the hamstring and just lubricate that ankle by flexing and pointing, nourishing all the tissues in there, connective tissues, lots of them in the foot, right? We don't really pay attention to our feet until something went wrong with them, right? So we keep them healthy in this class. Hold your point, keep your point shoes on here. Drop that leg with the sticker on the top of the thigh, about half the way down. Lift it back up. Do that again. As that leg goes away, if you're mindful, paying attention to what's happening, your core is asking you to contract. So right now, your sticker is facing your ceiling. Can you rotate your femur in the socket so now your sticker, if you had one on your thigh, is facing me? Just lift the leg high enough to where you're feeling a contraction and not a crunchy feeling in the joint, right? Something where the muscle is contracted right here on the side of the hip. Very nice. Shall we close and rest? Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a very deep breath. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale like you're fogging up a window for 4 seconds. Let your jaw open. You should hear yourself like you're sighing. Do that once more. If you like, you can simply roll to the other side. If you'd like to remain facing the device, on your exhale, push yourself up, use your core. Take your time, especially if you have low blood pressure. Take a moment to make your transitions because there's no hurries, no worries. We're at home, right? So relax. We always protect the cervical spine. There's no need to put any more contraction into that. So if you have a little pillow, you can even put it right there. We're at home, right? Do what makes you happy. A little fist distance between your knees here. So the minute you did that, you felt the work as this muscle began to contract to hold this lever against the gravity, right? So now we're going to ring that doorbell. Remember, pretend it's just like half an inch too far and oh, you're trying to reach it. And now pull in and push out. In these types of workouts, slower is better because you can really take your time to go to the edges of the move and work every part of it, not rushing out of it. And it's also just nice to take our time to do something when we feel very rushed to do so many other things. So you're just ringing that doorbell, go to the edge, push it in. Just like the Zoom doorbells. And then this time, let's just go ahead and bring our knees stacked together right here. Now touching toes, lifting up, touch the ceiling. You're going to flex your knee a little or to 90 or an acute angle. Lifting up, but notice that your femur is perpendicular to the floor. Touch my toes. Use your core, squeeze the grapefruit, flex, and extend. So now you're just doing this sequence in your own time. It doesn't matter how many you do. What matters is how well you do the ones you do. So we don't think in terms of perfection. We think in terms of just excellence. And what does that mean? It just means your best. No more, no less, right? Just be you. Breathe, take your time. Go to the edges of the move. If you're dancing it with your arm this morning, what arm pattern makes you happy? Do that. When you do something that makes you happy, you are going to want to do it again. This time we're going to hold that leg up. Hold up the ceiling here, and you're going to just flex and point. It's very deliberate. You're exaggerating it. You're pulling those toes towards you. You're touching the ceiling with the toes. Shoulders are relaxed. Jaw is relaxed. Femur is perpendicular to the floor. You're using your core strength to hold this up. Now, imaginary sticker on your thigh, ankle extended. Drop that leg half the way down, slow-mo, and then lift it back up. Inhale on your way down, perhaps. Exhale on your way up. If you want a challenge, you can bring that leg almost to the floor, right? Because that's going to give you further real estate to have to lift against the gravity. Conversely, maybe that's just a little much today, so maybe you're just going to go this far, and that is perfectly fine. Now, rotate your femur so the sticker is facing me now, and we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to lift just half the distance. How do you know when to stop? Well, you'll feel a contraction, but not a crunch, right? So you're not pushing too hard through that joint. You're pushing away and up. Fabulous. And then we're going to go back to pulling our knee in. This time, we'll do our little set where we pushed behind. Yeah? So pulling in, everything flexes, everything extends, but slightly behind your midline. So it's going behind that line. Again, how many you do, not that important, right? We're moving through every joint of our body and controlling it. Last one, you're amazing. And bring your knee in and just take a moment. Let the energy vampires fly away. If you notice there's a point of tension in your body, take a deep breath, and as you exhale with your warm breath, a little bit of friction, like you're fogging up a glass, use some sort of imagery or metaphor to sort of blow that tension away. Imagery is wonderful. All right, take your time on your exhale. Come up to seated right here. Fantastic. If you have your ankle weights on, you can leave them on for this. We're going to come and roll all the way down, all the way down. If you have a neck contraindication, you're going to leave your head on the floor. Otherwise, you're going to make a hammock with your hands and open your elbows so wide that they feel your mat right there. You should feel a beautiful stretch through the anterior deltoids. Walk your feet in towards your derriere. Here, bring one knee on top of your ribs, the other knee on the top. So we're going to do some leg darts. Some of you will stay here on the mat. Some of you will Pilates style bring chin to chest. You'll just be looking right through the centers of your legs here. Arms will stay open. And we're going to bring one toe to the ceiling. And then we're going to trade. That's going to be progression 1 as you ring your doorbell. So that sensation of pushing up to the sky, right? Like a pin in a cork board. You're holding your head here. Progression 2, Your feet will go a little further from your midline, so if you want to pretend that you're aiming to where the wall meets the ceiling, or halfway down the ceiling, from ceiling to floor, I should say. That wasn't a very good cue. And, or final progression is to leg dart right above your hip line, right there. Some of you may want to add a rotation through the spine. What if you have ankle weights on and it's getting pretty challenging here? You can always back off the progressions and then come back in. Just do a few more in your own time. Last one. Head down, knees in, hugs. Give your shins a grab here, not the knees, but pull in and just affect a stretch into the lower back and through the derriere. If it feels good, rock. I like this feeling. It's like you're getting a little massage in your lower back. Placement of the hands just beside the hips. One leg up, the other leg up. Your toes are right on top of the pubic bone, or just the edge of your body, right? Where the torso ends, that's where your toes are. Ideally, your legs are as long as you can make them, but what if it's tight behind your knees or your hamstrings are tight? You can bring those knees in slightly, but just think of a radio dial, right? So you don't have to overdo it, just a little something till you feel comfort in your lower back and knees. We're gonna open your legs, and they're just coming out to the sides. You're gonna stop where you feel contraction and stretch at the same time. You're pulling into the core. Bring those legs back, slow motion. How do you do this? The sensation is that if they were between the walls in your house, like right where the studs are and you have the two walls, that little space in between, there they are. So they're in the same plane. You are using your adductors, your inner thighs, right, to pull those legs back in along with your pelvic floor. Your core never lets go. So if you're pretending you have that imaginary grapefruit parked in the cradle of the hips, it's nice and slow-mo. Last one. And let's go ahead and bend those knees over the ribs, bringing everything in. Give a nice tug and just rock. While we're in this position, let's stretch through the spine a little bit more. Leave one of your hands wrapped, or arm wrapped around your shins here. Take this other one. Use the palm of your hand to make a little cradle for your hips. Use the hand, not the neck muscles, the hand, to pull your head up. Feel a stretch happening through the back side of the neck. Hug these knees and just become like those little doodle bugs or pill bugs, with roly-polies, whatever you call them. And then let's bring your head down, lower it with your hand there. And then we're going to reach in for one of your heels, just like a baby in a crib. We'll take the other hand, reach in. We're going to retract the shoulders, up, back, down, bend those elbows. And then you can use your hands to pull the legs towards your mat. It might not be anything you see, right? You won't even see that the movement is very small, but you'll feel it. Right where, on the insides of the legs, where they meet the torso here. That can be a really tight area, so monitor your resistance. Slow your breath. Assess where it is. Are you sipping air at the top part of your right around your clavicle, or are you letting your breath fall into the belly? Just deepening the breath and slowing it down can be a natural anti-anxiety on account of the natural pharmacy and what goes on inside of your brain and your body, right? So breath is important for a lot more than just breathing and getting the oxygen in. Let's bring the legs in. We've been in that stretch for a while. Go ahead and drop your feet to the mat. Bring your knees forward, hands, inhale, On the exhale, lift up right here. And we can take those ankle weights off if you have them on. How are you? You feeling good? That's what we want. So what we want to do is get a little bit of upper body. And since we are weight-free right here, we bring our weights around with us, right? So we're going to use your torso as your weight. So progression 1. I'm going to show you the progressions. When you find the one you want, you keep working and try to do 12 of them, right? So I'll just show them and you keep going. Progression 1 is hands under your shoulders here. Just 90 degrees here. You flex your elbows, shoulders are back and down. You push up with your exhale, sit back, do your child's pose, and then come back up. That's 1. 2 is to open the space between the knees and the shoulders here. So that's going to add more intensity. Hands are under the shoulders. Flex, inhale, keep your plank, exhale, come back to child's pose, and that's 1, okay? So if that's your progression, hooray, that's where you stay. Final progression, full plank. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up, drop your knees, come to plank, and that's 1. And then you reset, holding the core, hips stay neutral, shoulders push back and down. All right, so now you keep going. I'm just going to talk a little bit more here as I'm watching on the Zoom land. If you have your cameras on, I see you, and your shoulders look amazing. Yes, shoulders back and down, keeping your posture, rooting that core. So this is what you're doing. Try to do one that's beyond your comfort level. Just one, not your danger zone, right? If you have contraindication, don't do it. But try to challenge yourself with one that's outside of your comfort zone, and maybe next time you'll do 2. And you'll slowly and safely, physically and psychologically, build your strength there, right? So you're keeping going here. I'm watching you. Remember to root your core. That stability through the hips is so important. And the shoulders back and down. So as you flex, you're not wearing your shoulders as earrings, right? They're staying down as you do this. Nice and stable. So continue going. I'll do a few more here. I'll just show. I'll show this progression. And then when you're done with your last ones, you can just come down to the mat into a child's pose. If you're still working, please take your time and continue to work and just catch up with us into the stretches. So we're going to start here with one leg in, one leg out, always wiggling and working through our ankles here, contracting the calf, which is your second heart, pumping that blood back upward to pick up its oxygen, right? So we like to keep this muscle strong. Let's hold the extension like your point shoes are on. Port de bras arms, we're going to laterally stretch. And then we'll place, we'll lift and we'll push through the hip here. So derriere's contracted, open spine, increasing the distance between your underarm and your hip. So just a little lateral stretch here. And lifting up, use your core, push the hip forward. One more. Last one. And then let's hold right here. We're going to take this extended leg and just bring it behind. And now we'll come into our ballet split. So now your hips are squared. You're pushing this hip down. Your hands are supporting you. Your shoulders are not earrings. You're pushing them back and down here. Get that lovely posture. If you want a little more, you can use your hands and lift up a little taller. Look on the head here. If that feels just a little too funky for the lower back, then stay forward a little. always play with the move. Some of you might want to just wiggle through this side to side. Just movement through the joint here, but support here with your hands. Because remember, when we move through a joint, the bursa sacs release their synovial fluid, so it's our internal moisturizer. So that's why moving through your joints every day is a really good idea. And now we're going to soften that back knee slowly. Remember, all in your time. Open the knee. The sternum will face the inside of the knee like magnets. Let it attract. Bringing the lowest rib to your inner thigh. If you wish, you can place your head into your hands. Take a nice deep breath on the exhale here. We're going to push up. You felt a beautiful stretch in the outside of this hip. This can get so tight, right? So let's transition. Bring this knee in, rotate the femur, bring the leg down, and let's open this leg here. Foot comes in as tall as you can sit. Hook on the head, wiggle through. Be deliberate with this. Think diva thoughts, right? Your time. Flex and extend. Really work through the feet. Last one right here. Holding beautiful vertebra arms, a lateral stretch. Feel that opening in the ribs. And then opening here. And then placement of the hands, lift up and push. And placement and stretch. We're just toggling from side to side. Take your time. Last one. And holding it right here, we'll go ahead now and just morph that. Keep the back leg behind you. And so your ballet split. You have your quads that are stretching, quadriceps, stretching in the front here. We are feeling mostly this hip flexor, really lengthening if you sit a lot. This really gets tight, right? So we want to just give it a little tug to open it back up again. If you want a little more intensity, you're going to use your hands and you're going to pull up. So lengthen the space between the sternum and the pubic bone. If that's uncomfortable, bend your elbows and bring your torso slightly forward. And then let's pause and soften, slow motion when you're in a stretch, right? Take your time. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. Rotate your torso till your sternum faces inward towards the inside of your knee. And we're just going to let our head relax on the mat. So this is a count of weight, right? So all of this is pulling down and just really giving a nice tug to the outside of this hip. On your next exhale, use your hands and your core and your breath to push up right here. Very slowly, walk your feet in, just wiggle forward here. Take an inhale, bring the knees in, exhale, push them down and use the hands for leverage to pull up through the spine. So inhale, exhale, like you're fogging a window or sighing. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Pause here, sliding one leg forward. Flex the ankle. Turn sideways so you can see. So flex the ankle. Sit as tall as you can. Hook on the head. Bring your lowest rib towards that imaginary sticker that we had on your thigh earlier. Holding here. If you want more intensity, you're going to keep your shoulders stable but flex your elbows. Some of you may want to bring one hand here, both hands here, switch. What do you like? What do you like to do? That's what you're going to do, right? What do you want to feel? Never pain, right? Itchy tension, something that says, I do feel that my muscles are getting elongated, just a little tug on them, but nothing that crosses lines of good judgment. Contracting in the core, lifting your head up, take your time to rehearse it. Because remember that physical pain, of course, is a red line we won't cross in your exercise world, because that really defeats the whole purpose of doing any of this, right? Slight discomfort, yes. So Goldilocks zone, not too much, not too little, right? Remember, you can change your position here if you need to intensify. You close that hinge here. But remember that psychological counts, because if you're so psychologically uncomfortable or unhappy about it, you won't want to repeat it, right? So that's why I'm always saying in the class, customize it. Find the place where you're working with your biomechanics. But if you're moving, you're doing something, right? So find what makes you happy and do that. Let's go ahead and contract the core. Lift your head up here. We'll just crisscross our legs as we end this class here. And what I want you to do is just use a little imagery. Close your eyes. Deepen your breath. Trying to drag it out as long as you can. Maybe inhaling 4 seconds, exhaling 4 seconds. You're the timekeeper, so you can make your 4 seconds as long as you want them to be. What I'd like for you to do is just think about how you're feeling and connect that with a happy place, a happy person, anything in your world that really brings you joy. Connect how you're feeling right now just with this imagery. And when you're done, you can open your eyes here. I'm going to scoot towards the device, and then I will turn off the recording, and then I will turn the Zoom back into the gallery view so we can all talk to one another. So I just want to thank you all for coming to class today on the internet or YouTube or the Zoom or wherever you're coming from. Thank you for coming, and be well today.